everyone. My name is Mark Anthony with Edge on Regenerative Medicine Show. I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for taking a look at this video. I have a special guest today, and I have Dr. Andy Barlow with us. How are you, Dr. Andy Barlow?
Hey, Mark, great. And I appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, I'm excited. And speaking of excited, everyone out there, remember, sharing is caring. Make sure that you share this video, because one video not only changed one person's life, but this video today is going to change doctors' lives. Today's a little bit different. Today we're going to be focusing on chiropractors, you doctors, correct. We have something real special today. That's why you see the title. This is Doctors, Please Stop Ripping Yourself Off in Your Practice. Before we let Dr. Andy Barlow speak, Dr. Andy Barlow is with Chiropractic Neurology Center of Tupelo. It's cnctupelo.com. Teaching at, I call it teaching, but he has his company there, and he's also a teacher. He also does mentorship. But the great thing about this, he's out of Tupelo, Mississippi, and today we're going to be, like I said, we'll be talking about knee pain, plantar fasciitis, frozen shoulders. So please, again, thank you for being on the show. If you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Barlow. I've met you. We've been friends for about 2 years, and I've been to your conferences, and I'm not even a doctor. I almost wish I was 10, 15 years back so that I can actually become one, because when I first saw what you were doing, I couldn't speak for about 2 weeks, because I'm like, this is unbelievable. I mean, I thought I was watching The Wizard of Oz. People being healed.
I mean, literally, when people come to my seminars, or vendors come to my seminars, I have doctors, chiropractors, medical doctors, nurse practitioners, physical therapists, and the majority of them are DCs that come to my seminars. But I've had vendors come before, and they are literally like, "There's no way he can fix somebody's shoulder in one visit, or 2 visits." And then you have a person who has a frozen shoulder. They're just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you fixed this. I've had this problem for years to decades." And it's, the seeing is believing. And even when you have videos and people see it real life, it's, the reality of it is they've been to so many doctors who have no idea how to solve these problems. And really, if you think about it, medicine and healthcare is the only profession you can go to, and you walk in there and you really almost don't expect a whole lot from them. You go to your car, you got a car messed up, you got a plumbing messed up, you got your electrical system at your home messed up. You expect results, but for some reason, and again, I've coached doctors for 11 years. I've been giving seminars to the public for at least 10 years. And it's amazing at how many people come to my seminars that are patients, and they come in with bags of drugs. They're worse today than they've ever been. They take more drugs than they've ever been, that they've ever taken. And I've come to the conclusion is the healthcare profession is the only profession you can go to and really kind of expect to get not much results. And people have kind of accepted that. If you look at the abysmal healthcare system that we have in America, we're ranked like 27 in the overall world in healthcare. And the problem with this is it's focused on disease care, really, cloaked in healthcare, if you will.
No, I definitely. I remember when I was seeing whenever I see the doctor, I really try not to, because I know that I'm going to go there and walk out with a big bag of bunch of pills that are just going to do a patch on, and I'm not into patches. And one thing I love about you is you don't just, if I were to come to you right now with shoulder pain, I know for you, I've seen you in action. You're not going to go right to the shoulder pain. You're going to ask a lot of questions. You're going to do a dialysis. And tell us a little bit about how that works when you are working with people to help them get out of that pain. Because one of the things that I noticed is I've seen a lot of people where they're going to the doctor continually for the shoulder pain or the neck pain or the knee pain. But I've seen you with 2 visits, and they're doing flips. And these people have been in pain for 15, 20 years.
And I'm going to give just a quick history and some of the patients that I've helped. And I've got these patients on videos. And even when doctors and patients see this, they still are like, there's something there. There's smoke and mirrors somewhere. I'm just not, and it's not. It's neurology. I'm a board certified chiropractic neurologist. I studied under with Dr. Carrick at the Carrick Institute. I spent 6 years of my life going through that to get my diplomate and just to master it. To master neurology, I'm a fellow of the American College of Functional Neurology. I'm also a trigenics instructor, and then I have my own seminars where I coach doctors. So what I do is I take all of this functional neurology, and we do a neurological exam on a patient that I can teach anybody, any doctor how to do. And then we find out what areas of the neck and shoulder are malfunctioning. And then what we do is we activate muscle spindles, we activate Golgi tendon organs, and we can lengthen and strengthen muscles so that you have a person that they can only bring their arm up to 90 degrees, okay? And then we're gonna activate certain muscles and lengthen certain muscles, and then just within a matter of typically 4 to 5 minutes, these people get full range of motion. Now, for example, I don't really videotape a lot of patients anymore, because after you fix, you get to the point where it's like, what is the point of putting these videos on YouTube? So if I YouTube people today, man, you're seriously messed up. So I'm going to give you an example. I had a guy come in. He's got more than a frozen shoulder problem, but his wife wheels him in before coming into our clinic to the doctor's office. He's in a wheelchair. She's pushing him in. They're in their 70s. So if you can imagine that, she's in her 70s, he's in his 70s, and she's having to push him into the doctor. The best recommendation after the doctor looking at him, his best recommendation is you need to put him in an assisted living home. And she's like, what are you talking about? I want you to help fix this problem. He goes, oh, there's no fixing him. You need to send him to an assisted living. And again, and I hear things like this, Mark, all the time. And that's what I'm saying is only in healthcare can you expect to go somewhere and expect to get nothing in return with chronic health problems. Okay, so this guy comes in. One of his many problems was frozen shoulder bilateral for 20 years. Okay, and literally within 5 minutes, we have full range of motion. Okay, and so that's just one of the many things. And after the program that we went through, to this day, I mean, this guy's been under care probably 3 years, but last year, he and his wife went to Yellowstone and they went to Israel, okay? And when he went to the medical doctor, his best recommendation was send him to a nursing home. And they're trying to live life, and they're telling them to shove him off to a nursing home. So that's just one example of many that I could share with everyone.
That's awesome. So there's a lot of doctors on here that I interview a lot of doctors that they work with knee pain and shoulder pain, and they do a small co-charge, and it's almost like, from what I'm seeing, is a lot of that's just being maintained. What can you say to people, doctors like that maybe are just doing a real low cost, that's just maintaining, not really fixing the solution? Yeah,
again, it really has to do with benefit cost analysis, the way I look at it.
Okay.
And you look at what's the benefit of this patient by, if you're walking around like this, okay, and you can't pick your arm up fast at this point, what's the benefit of being able to have full range of motion? Now, I know this is a little bit in depth here, but people just have to get kind of used to me talking this way. But it's when you can't move your arm to past this 90-degree point, your cerebellum on this right side controls this coordination. So not only does the muscles atrophy within 2 weeks, the cerebellum atrophies, and the brain that controls this movement atrophies as well. Okay, because these muscles can't activate from 90 degrees up. So we're not just talking about a shoulder problem, we're talking about a cerebellar problem, a brain problem. That entire network of neurology is atrophy. Now, so the point here is the benefit cost analysis. How much is it going to benefit this human being over the rest of his life or her life to be able to go through full range of motion? Okay. Now, for me, the cost benefit analysis there is $4,250. Okay. And if I do other things besides just fix the shoulder, then it's going to be a higher fee. But just to fix this shoulder is $4,250. And the way I set this up is the patient pays up front, and if we don't get full range of motion in 2 visits, they get a full refund.
Why would you do a full refund? I mean, you're working on them, you're doing a service.
Because that's just my guarantee, my deal with the patient. If I don't deliver the goods, I don't get paid. Okay, so so we have to get full range of motion. Okay, almost every single human being that will come into my clinic, and I said almost everyone, not everyone, but almost everyone, within 1 to 2 visits will have a full range of motion. And you know what? The ones that don't, we just give them a refund. The most I've given in 1 year is 4. So,
okay, well, let's go a little bit deeper in that. Do you know the average cost that would be for someone to do maybe a shoulder surgery? The average cost?
I wouldn't know, but I can tell you that a lady that came in today, that her deductible is $3,500. Okay, so no matter what she does, and that may be, it's regional, it's state by state. That may be low for some people, high for others. I don't know. But the point is with her is that no matter what she does, she's going to have to pay $3,500 out of pocket, no matter where she goes. Now, if she comes in with a frozen shoulder, I know for a fact that she's probably going to spend at least 5 more years trying to find someone to help solve this problem. And they're not going to, okay? More than likely. Now, so you multiply 5 times 3,500, we're not even dealing with co-payments. So again, I'm going to ask somebody who is benefiting humanity more, saying, look, in 1 to 2 visits, I'm going to be able to get full range of motion, or I don't even charge you, and the payment's $4,250. Now, again, if I had to do other things like cervical spine and things, that would be an add-on fee, but just for the shoulders, $4,250. Or, she can spend the next X number of years and walk around with a frozen shoulder. I'm going to give you another example. I had a guy come in here from Canada, and he had spent $14,000 out of pocket before he flew to Tupelo to get his shoulder fixed.
Wow. Okay.
So, I could have saved this guy, I could have netted him $10,000 if he had come to see me first, but people have to go down that road, that whatever it is they need to choose to figure out these people over here don't know what they're doing, and I'm spending money out of, and again, look at it from this standpoint. If you spend $5 and somebody can't help you, that treatment costs you $5. If I can take somebody and get full range of motion in 1 visit, I look at that as an investment, because I'm going to deliver the goods, or you're not going to pay me. So it's all about investing and being able to back up, what you can do. And if we don't, again, I don't make any apologies about it. If we don't get results, you don't pay me, but you're going to pay me up front. And then if we don't get results in 2 visits, then I'm going to give you a full refund, no questions asked, because, they come in and you'll see them, because when they come in, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I've had that problem for 5 years and I can't believe I can move it. And it took 4 to 5 minutes. So they're not paying for 4 to 5 minutes. They're paying for 20 years of experience. So that's one of the things doctors have to get. When somebody comes into your clinic, they're not paying me for 4 minutes. They're paying me for 20 years of studying functional neurology and knowing how to do this. I can tell you, I couldn't use the guy that had a 20-year bilateral frozen shoulder. He spent 20 years like that as far as he could pick his arm up. And I have a couple of people that way. I've got 2 people I know of that never in their life picked their arms up past 90 degrees. Okay, and I've got them on video where just in a matter of minutes we have full range of motion. Okay, so the point is, doctors that are charging whatever $90 a visit, this might come across as wow, because they haven't heard these kind of fees. And trust me, that's my low end fees there, because again, if you can deliver the goods and have the confidence to do it, and you can deliver it, do what now?
Price means nothing if you can deliver the goods.
Right. And this is what I tell people all the time. If you have a problem money can solve, you don't have a problem. It's the problems that money can't solve. That's when you got problems. Okay. And so just think about that. And again, so that, like I'd like to say that one of the patients that came in today, her deductible was $3,500. So she can either come in here, and get her problem solved for $4,500, or she can go somewhere else and spend $3,500 and take all the drugs and the steroids and still walk around like this for the next 5, 6, 7 years or whatever. It's her choice, but she chose to come in here and get the problem solved. So that's what I want doctors to understand, is that these people are going to be paying thousands of dollars, because that's what the deductible is, plus the copay. So, so if you can deliver the goods, they'll find you. They'll pay you.
That's not including the couple $100 a month in pills, right?
Yeah. And so that's just frozen shoulder. Then we have knee pain, plantar fasciitis, peripheral neuropathy. Those are a little bit different beasts to tackle. But also with Trigenics and this functional neurological treatment system that we use, you can actually, and the way I set it up is that if you don't see results in 2 visits with your knee, we don't accept you for care. So the way we set this up is they come in, it's $147. We do a neurological exam, we take x-rays, and then we have patients, what they'll do is they'll do a squat test. You'll see them, they're like, oh man, this is as far down as I can go, and I can't go any further. And then we'll do our Trigenics treatment system, activate several muscle groups, kind of reconnect the way the brain communicates with the body. And basically your brain and cerebellum is telling these muscles, hey, wake up and do your job. You've been slacking long enough down there. So we activate these muscles, and then you have a guy that's like, this is as far as he can go before treatment. And now he's, squatting down almost 90 degrees with virtually no pain. So, and if we don't get results in 2 visits, we don't accept them for care. Again, almost every person, and I'm saying almost because nothing is 100%, and that's what's so beautiful about this system. You get to rule in and rule out people within 1 to 2 treatments. Okay, so why would you want, if you have a specialized neurological treatment system where people can come in and within 1 to 2 treatments if you can help them, why would you not want to utilize that? Why would you want somebody hanging on for 12, 24 visits and getting a co-payment going, man, I hope I can help this person? We don't have that problem in our clinic. We either can help them and we're going to know in 2 visits, or we can't. Now, again, this is with shoulder and knee problems. With peripheral neuropathy, it's a little bit different because we got a lot of other health issues, and plus we're dealing with a 3-foot nerve that has to be regenerated. Plantar fasciitis, I actually love those patients because we have Trigenics along with Shockwave that makes a major impact on these people very, very quickly. So those are kind of the niches that we have, is focusing on frozen shoulder, knee, peripheral neuropathy, and plantar fasciitis. And again, peripheral neuropathy is my highest case fees that I have, which is, I also have seizures that I see, which would be a whole different seminar. Early onset dementia, those are higher case fees, but it's a lot more work involved in doing that. But again, we have systems in this clinic that I can train any doctor how to fix a frozen shoulder, how to help patients decrease pain and increase mobility with knees, plantar fasciitis, and peripheral neuropathy.
How long will it take doctors that want to go? Because I know that you have a seminar that you teach. You have like 7 or 8 seminars a year, possibly more. But if they went to a seminar, would they be able to learn all this at once? How does that work?
Okay, well, that's another really good question, because I've been to a lot of seminars like most doctors, and they go to a seminar and they spend 15 to 20 hours. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and they walk out going, okay, I know that guy knows what he's talking about, but he can't convey it from his head into my head. Okay, I don't know if you've been to those seminars before, but I've been to them before. Okay, so what we do is in July, if people go to the AFNIseminars.com, which is on their screen, or they can call me personally. My phone number's on the screen as well. And and then so at AFNI level 1, which is coming up in July, I have that in my clinic. And then by the time you leave on Sunday, you will know how to market, do an exam, and how to treat patients suffering with chronic degenerative knee pain. And you will know within 2 visits basically, again, 90% of the people that come into your clinic within one treatment, they'll see results. And I know that's hard to believe, but I even give, just like I do with my frozen shoulder, if I don't get results in 2 visits, I give a full refund. And I'm going to tell anybody that's listening today, and Mark, and you can call Mark if you're not happy with the results, but if you come into my seminars and you go, man, I didn't learn a thing and I can't implement this, I will give you a full refund if you honestly come to my seminars and you go, I can't do this. Because I only want people coming into my seminars that are going to transform our healthcare system. And we have a neurological treatment system in which people can do this with these shoulder, knees, feet, plantar fasciitis, peripheral neuropathy. And again, Mark's been to my seminars. He knows that I can deliver the good. But I'm doing everything I can do to get doctors to my seminars to help change our profession and change healthcare. And that's my money back guarantee, is that if you come to my seminars and you go back to your clinic and you can't implement this, no questions asked, full refund.
That's just amazing. It's funny because there's no excuses. All the excuses are done.
I'll call this the no excuse seminar. How's that? Because I'm taking out all the excuses. I'm taking out, a money back guarantee. And all I have to do is you can just tell Mark, if you go, hey, I heard Mark and I came to the seminar, and because Mark knows I can deliver the goods. I mean, he's been to the seminars. He's seen it. He's seen the patients come in here. He's seen people come into this clinic that's had their life changed. And but I mean, that's just who I am. I'm here to help doctors improve the quality of their life. I'm here to help them charge a fair, honest fee, and get paid for the service that they're rendering. I mean, again, I've got a patient that's on YouTube, and she went to her physical therapist, and she went for 2 hours. Now, think about this just a second. 2 hours of therapy for 18 visits. And this is as far as she could move her arm. Okay. And her husband actually referred her into the clinic. And I said, I tell you what, can you have her come in, and I'm going to do an exam. And I was giving a AFNI seminar, and said, have her come in. And I just told her the same thing. It's $4,250. I don't get results in 2 visits, I give you a full refund. And I take a picture of the camera, okay, after I get finished talking to her, and I say, I'm going to pause this and come right back. And literally, it was 4 minutes, and the woman she went from 90 to 110. And I said, we're going to go ahead and activate a couple more muscles. And you can see her face, because she's only been this far for months. And she's like, you can see the surprise on her face, because again, 36 hours of rehab, and in 4 minutes, she gets almost a 90% improvement. We activate 2 more muscles, and we get full range of motion. So again, I can train any doctor in the world how to do that. And to me, it's, why wouldn't you want to come? Because if you can just add one niche to your arsenal, and we're not talking about knee and peripheral neuropathy, plantar fasciitis, we're talking about just one niche, and you close one patient a week with a frozen shoulder. I mean, you're looking at 20 grand a month just from 4 people. Well, that'd be 16,000 and change, almost $17,000 for 4 people. If you're billing insurance, keep doing what you're doing. I run a 100% cash clinic, and it doesn't make me right for doing that or wrong for doing that. It doesn't make people that's doing insurance right or wrong. It's just, I'm saying, just keep doing what you're doing. And then we have these niches that are going to be that insurance is not going to reimburse you for. So what you're able to do, you're able to keep that insurance practice that you have. Now we can actually add some cash services in here. And the beautiful thing is, we're going to get results, and we're going to get results quickly. And that's why people are going to want to pay you for that.
I love everything you're saying, but in the back of my mind, you've always got naysayers. It doesn't matter who you're with, doctors, firefighter, doesn't matter. What would you say to doctors out there that have been living that status quo with their practice for so long that it's hard for them to think beyond the boundary? In their heads, probably a lot of them are thinking, how am I going to charge $4,200? Like, maybe you can help us.
Yeah, so what I have to do during my first seminar at level 1, we literally have to kind of, we have to cardone some people. Can we say that? Can cardone be used as a verb now?
No, it's a verb now.
We got to cardone some people, okay? Like Grant cardoned them. So, and so what we have to do is we, too many people, too many doctors and people. Let's just be honest. Too many people have a toxic waste dump between their ears. You know, their mom and dad or their aunt and uncle or their brother or whatever, you know, through their whole lives have been told, you're not worthy, you're an idiot. What are you doing? What do you, you know, how do you, do you think you're that good? Do you think you're that special? So again, we have all, or most all, been through something like that. Okay. Hey, we all have human beings called family members, and, and they did the best they could, but still, they had some quote rough edges, if you will. So we all, at some level, that we've got this toxicity that we have to get out of our head that, hey, we are worthy. We are good enough. We can make this kind of money. We can charge these kind of fees. Right. And so I have to spend 4 hours just basically going through, okay, here's how you detox your brain. Okay. And it can't be done. You can't detox a 40-year problem in 4 hours. But what we can do is I can set up a strategy so that people can actually start to detox, write their goals down, their aspirations. And then also there will come a time when doctors are like, you know what? I'm just not going to charge $90 to fix this guy's knee a visit, because this guy's going to see results immediately. And at some point, the doctor's going to feel like he's being taken advantage of because he actually knows a special skill set that no one else has. And that's what you get paid for. You don't get paid thousands of dollars to do the same thing the guy down the street does. You get paid $90 a visit to do that. So that's called a commodity. And so what we have is when we learn how to perfect these niches and be the expert in our field, then we can charge these fees. And again, it's not about taking advantage of people. It's about ruling people in or ruling people out for care. And again, with these musculoskeletal problems, within 2 visits, you can rule them in or rule them out. And to me, it's just the sheer just security and knowledge of knowing I'm not taking advantage of anybody, of knowing that we're gonna do this test and we're gonna do a treatment and see if we can help you. And if we can, we're gonna know in 2 visits. And if we can't, it's no big deal. I'm just not the guy for you. And I've had people come in that that's had severe, and I mean bone on bone knee, and some of these people we've been able to help, and I'm like astonished at the fact I can't believe this human being is feeling this good after one treatment. But again, you have some of these people that just like, there's just no way this person is going to get help, but we're going to do a 2-visit trial treatment. And if you get results on the first visit, the trial's over with. And, and I've had people that slept all the way through the night and almost missed the next morning's appointment because they felt so good that they slept through the night, and they came in and wrote a check for their program. So again, it's just a beautiful thing knowing that we only get paid if we are going to be able to help people. And again, I mean, back in the day before I became a functional neurologist and I learned trigenics in chiropractic, we had this thing called pop and pray. That means we're going to adjust them and, hopefully they'll get better, and we're going to adjust their spine and hopefully that adjustment's going to make them better. But what if we go from the pop and pray to we actually know exactly what we're doing and that we're going to be able to see results within 2 visits? And the beautiful thing is almost everyone you will be able to see results. And the ones that you can't, it's not a big deal. You're not going to be able to help everybody, but at least within 2 visits, we can rule these people in or out. And it's just, to me, it's just a beautiful program. So,
one thing I love about what you do is you're the only one that I've ever met, seriously, that has ever said that if we don't fix you, you get your money back. I don't remember anybody, when I've gone to the doctor, they just take my money and they want more and more and more. Yeah. I've never heard of anything like that. So it's pretty strong. So now in my head, I'm not a doctor, but in my head, I know if I was, I would be thinking, how long will it take me to learn these things from you?
Okay. Well, with the shoulder, I give basically I go through a cycle, and like my next cycle starts in July, and that's going to be AFNI level 1. And again, we talk about marketing, headspace, a few of the neurological pathways so doctors can understand why we're actually activating systems that are being activated. And then I show you how to work on a patient's knee to actually increase mobility and decrease pain. And that's what patients want. They want decreased pain, and they want to be able to move. And literally, by the time you leave my clinic, that AFNI level 1 seminar, you're going to know how to do that. Now, at level 2, we go through more advanced training, neurological pathways, and then we talk more about plantar fasciitis and peripheral neuropathy. Now, again, peripheral neuropathy is a different beast, and because we have a 3-foot nerve that comes out of our lumbar spine, and that nerve, there's a lot of things that can affect it. We can have chemotherapy-induced peripheral neuropathy. We can have type 2 diabetes. We can have anemia. We can have L5 stenosis, which means the hole's closing off on L5 and trapping the nerve. So it's a little bit different beast, so it takes a little bit more time. But the reward is there because, again, you can help these people, and it's a higher fee structure for that. Now, and then I have trigenics. So basically, in July, I teach level 1, August, level 2, and then September, I'll have a trigenics, what is called lower extremity. We do low back, hip, knee, and foot. So what we do is we put the whole package together for the lower extremity, and then at level 3, we start talking about more brain-based problems. Then we go into upper extremity for trigenics for frozen shoulder. Then we have a level 4 where patients do a recap, doctors do a recap and we take a test, but it's the totality of it is 6 modules. But each module that you take, you will literally be able to leave my clinic, go into your clinic, and start to implement these programs on Monday and start changing people's lives. Again, I've been teaching these neurology seminars for 11 years, and you know, I keep learning and keep improving. And so I want to make sure that doctors, you know, you come to Tupelo, you're not wasting your time, you're learning tons of information, not just tons of information, but information that can be implemented on Monday. So, you know, again, we have 4, and pretty simple ways, because, you know, it's kind of like a combination mark to a lock. If I give you a safe, and I say inside this safe there's $1 million, all right? Now, eventually you might figure out the combination of that lock. Eventually,
right?
You might not. But what if I told you that the lock is 14, 27, 48? You go 14, 27, 40, boom, and there's $1 million in there, and you get to open up that vault every year, okay? Because you know the combination. Okay, that's what I've done is I've given doctors the combination to the vault, and you can go out and go, you know, I tell doctors all the time, you can go out and try to figure it out on your own, and you might over the next, you know, decade or two. If you don't have a diplomate neurology, it's going to be difficult. But you know, I can give you the combination to the lock of how to unlock this shoulder and how to unlock the knee and the foot. And these are the simple things. You know, you start talking about seizures and dementia and Parkinson's and MS. You know, those are a whole different beast. But I can train doctors on those where we want to get to those conditions way early. But again, we have simple issues that you can make a ton of money on because you're specialized in it and nobody else can get these results that fast. And then we've got other more complex neurological problems. And just to kind of whet doctors' appetites, and I just sent you a video, I think last week, but
yeah.
Girl comes in, she's 21 years old, been under care, I think about 10 weeks. When she came in, she was having 20 to 30 seizures a day. These are called knockdown seizures, where when she has a seizure, like she's standing here, she just falls out and goes into convulsions at 21. Okay. 10 weeks later, she came in last Thursday. She comes in once a week, all the way from Kentucky. And so imagine that she's driving 3.5, the whole round trip is 8 hours to get here. She comes in once a week. Why is she doing that and paying me thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to do this? It's because, again, it's the benefit cost analysis. She's already been to all these other doctors. Nobody can help her. Okay. Nobody has any answer for her whatsoever. within 10 weeks, she goes from having 20 to 30 seizures down to last week, she had one day where she had no seizures, and another day she had one seizure.
Wow.
But typically she's down to 2 to 3 seizures a day in 10 weeks. I mean, we're talking about a 10-fold improvement in a human being's life within a 10-week period. You know, and again, that's what I can do for doctors if they want to go that far. But shoulders is where we're going to start. Knees where we're going to start. So that's extremely easy to show people how we can improve range of motion and decrease pain. Then we can go into the shoulders, plantar fasciitis, and peripheral neuropathy. But I want doctors to know that, you know, the low-hanging fruit are the joints, you know, shoulders, hip, knee, foot. And then if you really want to get in depth and you really want to start changing people's lives neurologically, then with seizures and early onset dementia, early onset Parkinson's, those kind of things I can help people with as well.
That'll be our next video. I know that for a fact.
We can do that.
We've had you on the show more than once. Everyone, I want to share this with you real quick before I let Dr. Andy Barlow go. I'm not getting paid to say this, but I've met easily over 100 doctors that I've talked to personally. And each of them say that Dr. Andy Barlow has literally changed their entire practice. You have to go to this. This is unbelievable. You have nothing to lose, just like what he offers everybody out there. If I can't fix you, I'm not going to take your money. I have never seen anybody do that. So what I'd like you all to do, doctors, call the number on the screen. Here's the cool part. We're going to have testimonials at the end of doctors that he's helped change their lives. You're also going to see testimonials of people that could barely even bring up their arm. And now within 5-10 minutes, they're ready to rock and roll. But with that being said, thank you so much, Dr. Andy Barlow, for being here. You are a major blessing. And speaking of blessing, doctors, if you want to get blessed and see your practice grow, call the number on the screen. Remember, share this out because you can help one doctor grow their practice. And again, we only bring the best on this show. And again, thank you so much, Dr. Andy. And is there anything, last words that you would like to say before we leave?
That's I just want to say thank you, Mark, for just the undying love that you have for the chiropractic profession, helping get messages like this out to doctors, because they're doctors looking for more. They're doctors wanting to help more. And if you can, if you're looking for more, you want to help more, you want to serve more, and you want to get reimbursed financially for what you're worth, this is the program we can help you with. It's all about humanity. It's about improving that human being's life that you're looking at. And that's what I train doctors to do. I've been doing it for 11 years, and I'm going to keep doing it because I love changing patients' lives and I love changing doctors' lives. But if I can show doctors how to do this, then I'm able to affect people in different countries, different states that I'm never going to be able to meet, but I've indirectly changed that person's life because I changed the doctor's life and showed him how to fix a frozen shoulder or a knee or a foot or whatever. So those, whatever the ailment may be. But thank you, Mark.
All right. And again, thank you so much. And again,
Absolutely.
We'll see you probably within the next couple of weeks. All right, Dr. Barlow. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dr. Joe Serpi, and I practice in Naperville, Illinois. I'm a board-eligible chiropractic neurologist, and I want to talk with you a little bit about AFNI. AFNI stands for the American Functional Neurology Institute, and it was founded by Dr. Andy Barlow. The reason I went to AFNI is because I wanted to take a complex subject and distill it into the most easily usable parts so that I can serve my community and my patients well. I've gone through the CAREC modules, and after going to 2 of the 4 AFNI modules, I find that I have a deeper understanding of how to apply the subject of neurology and help my patients. Listen, my practice is about taking on chronic cases, and as a chiropractor, I think a thorough and deep understanding of how the nervous system works, not only from the spine outward, but the nervous system when it comes to spinal cord and brain function is a huge advantage when it comes to treating chronic conditions. I mean, patients need us, and if you want to up your game and be the best clinician and diagnostician that you can be, going to AFNI, in my opinion, hands down, is the place to be. So, if you're considering it, you can give me a call if you'd like. My phone number is 630-357-2299. If you want to call and talk with me about it and ask me questions, I'm happy to do that. But trust me, if you go to AFNI, you will not regret it.
Hello, my name is Dr. Brian Prax, and I practice using functional neurology as taught by Dr. Andy Barlow in Tupelo, Mississippi. This video is not really about me, but it's really about Dr. Barlow. For any doctors out there who are interested in learning functional neurology and in order to help you help more people with more difficult conditions than you've ever dreamed possible, call up Dr. Andy Barlow and get on down to his office, because for the last 3 consecutive months I've made trips down there and have taken some incredible, very difficult material. Dr. Barlow breaks it down to maybe not simple, but learnable for somebody like me who's been out there practicing traditional chiropractic for the last 17 years. He's made it learnable, usable, and when I get back to the office on Monday morning, I am able to help more people and have become much more confident with my care, and my clinical certainty has gone through the roof. I'm taking care of patients with cases that I never even dreamed possible. Anyway, I wanted to say that on the first time I went down, January 2013, nightmare returning. Ended up being like the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, with planes canceled due to weather and having to rent a car and a friend to pick us up and a flat tire and all of that. And I tell you right now, it was still worth it. Second time, went down there, great, learned a lot of good information, did pretty good on the planes, not a bad situation, about 8 to 10 hours of traveling to make it happen, worth it. The third time, which was last weekend, and I'm still recovering, plane was canceled from Charlotte to Charlottesville. And the 2 doctors I was traveling with and I decided, well, even though there's a snowstorm, we decided to rent a car and make normally a 4.5 or 5 hour drive in a snowstorm all the way back to Charlottesville, arriving Monday morning at 4 a.m., getting up that day, seeing patients, and just barely making it through the day and really the week. And I tell you what, it's still worth it. So for you doctors out there who are even remotely considering learning more about functional neurology, you definitely have to get to the AFNI. That's American Functional Neurology Institute. You have to learn from Dr. Barlow. He is the man. So for any patients who might be watching this, also, you are lucky if you are anywhere near Tupelo, Mississippi, and I mean if you are a state or 2 away, you got to get to Dr. Andy Barlow, because that man knows his stuff and can put it to use and can help you with your chronic condition. So that's it for now. I just wanted to say to you, Dr. Barlow, thank you so much for all you do. I really, really do mean that. And I am just so happy to have met you through Dr. Mike Johnson's program, and I'll be a student of yours for life. I hope to see you back real soon in Tupelo, or maybe Chicago, or maybe even Charlottesville. How about that? Thanks, Dr. Barlow.